It's Sarah here with my blog Faith at Home Not Alone, and I'm beside our lovely Christmas tree that my boys have decorated for me, which I'm very thankful for. Christmas decorating is not really my thing, but there are some other things that I enjoy about Christmas. And I want to talk about how we can think about doing Christmas in a different way this year. Isaiah 9:6 says this, "For a child is born to us, a son is given to us. The government will rest on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." Well, as it is at my house, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, as the song goes, but depending on your Christmas traditions, you may have done this weeks and weeks ago, or you might still be planning to do it. There's always lots to do though, isn't there? There are cards to write and send. There's Christmas baking to do. There's school concerts, family parties, staff parties, special church services. That doesn't include maybe family visiting or planning trips over the holidays. There's just so much going on. And thinking about our family dynamics, there might be some heated discussions about whose house do you go to over the holidays, or who do you go to for dinner, who do you stay over at. Could be all kinds of things going on. There's a poem that I think of from a children's Advent book that we used when ours were younger, and I want to read to you a poem from it. It's called The Murgdorps, and I'm hoping that it doesn't sound too familiar, but I have a feeling that for some of us, this might be the way things go. The Murgdorps are frantic. The Murgdorps are wild. Each tall Murgdorp parent, each small Murgdorp child, add its loud wail to the hullabaloo. Christmas is coming, there's so much to do. Buy some more presents, we're short 43. Clean up the room, chop down the tree, polish the ornaments. See, they're hazy. Christmas is coming and we're going crazy. Keep baking cookies, you know we need dozens. Send off the cards to the out-of-town cousins. Don't stop to think or to talk or have fun. Christmas is coming, we'll never get done. String blinky lights up all over the house. Shampoo the cat, tie a bow on the mouse. More decorations, more glitter, be quick. Christmas is coming and we're feeling sick. Hush, not a sound. All the Murgdorps are sleeping. When they wake up, there'll be plenty of weeping. 3 days they've slept, which is really too long. Christmas is over? What did we do wrong? So, as I was saying earlier, I hope that your Christmas is not quite that frantic as the Murgdorps, but I think we can all relate to wanting a long winter's nap by the time Christmas has rolled around, and maybe some of the other holiday festivities as well. And you know, there's many wonderful things about this season. We can enjoy many traditions. There might be many things that we're anticipating and looking forward to, but there are also many things that are stressful and overwhelming. And I'm thinking of you with young children. There can be that tug and pull of different family traditions, and whose traditions are you going to follow, or maybe you're going to try and make some new ones. Parents, you likely have to compromise. You might feel in the end that something was missing, no matter how hard you tried to make it all work out. Children can be overwhelmed by all the excitement, the extra treats, the activities, and just having to wait. There might be lots of meltdowns happening as they're feeling all those big feelings. I know when mine were young, we made the mistake of setting up our tree at the beginning of December, and it just made the agony all that much longer. So years after that, we pushed it back as far as we could, just to help delay some of that angst. But you know, I think I've struggled for years with this idea in my head of a perfect Christmas that never really became a reality. Trying to capture those certain moments or feelings from my childhood, perhaps, or maybe trying to recreate something from a movie. We get all these very idealized pictures and views of what Christmas is supposed to be. But real life doesn't always go the way we plan. And even when it does, we may not feel about it the way that we were hoping to. I think that we might be putting a lot on a date on the calendar that just isn't able to live up to the hype. And I wonder if we've made Christmas an idol in our lives. If we're looking to Christmas as a source of peace and joy or fulfillment and happiness, then I think we've really made it something that it was never meant to be, which might make us want to pause and take a second look at all the things that we try to put in our Christmas experience. It's interesting, we're actually not commanded to observe Christmas in the Bible. People actually didn't really celebrate birthdays in the time of Jesus. But it is a wonderful time to worship Jesus, to reflect on the fact that he became a human being and that he lived in this world with us. Taking time with our families to read through the Christmas story, the stories of Jesus' birth. Typically, we read from Luke, the Gospel of Luke and Matthew. There's the Christmas stories in there. John 1 is also a wonderful passage to reflect on. Giving gifts is also a wonderful tradition as we reflect on the gift of Jesus and giving each other gifts. But we don't want it to become this burden of debt or some kind of an obligation that we have to give instead of a heartfelt way to love others and to honor God. We want to be generous this time of year, but it's not just at Christmas that we're called to be generous. We're called to be generous all through the year. So how can we practice generosity this season without burning ourselves out or our bank accounts? Something new that I've been considering is that I can pray and ask God to show me and to show my family what he wants us to do and what we can let go of for the holidays. Sometimes I get trapped into the thinking that I have to do certain things, but the reality is that I do have freedom to choose what I will and will not participate in. We can even ask God to show us how to have a meaningful time this season. And we might find that he gives us some unexpected gifts of his presence and his grace that we might have missed otherwise. So thinking about our intentionality, what is our focus going to be on? What are we going to be intentional about this season? Are we going to be intentional to connect with Jesus, to invite him into each of these days over the holidays, into our celebration of him? We want to make sure that during this season, we're keeping Christ at the center of our Christmas. So this season, let's make sure that we're putting Jesus first in all things. It's easy to get caught up trying to fit everything in to make it the best season or the best day ever. But instead, make it your family's prayer and maybe your personal prayer as well, to ask Jesus how he wants you to celebrate his birth. It may make it a different season than you're used to, but look expectantly for the ways that God wants to make it a season of love, joy, peace, and hope. And I pray that you and your family do have a Merry Christmas and that you have hope and joy as you look ahead to the new year. So if you appreciated this video, just want to encourage you to hit the like button, to share it with someone that you think it could be an encouragement to. Also would love to hear your comments if there are things that you would like to let go of, or maybe some ways that your family is being intentional about putting Jesus first this Christmas. I'd love to hear that in the comments. Have a wonderful Christmas, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year.